And I'm tracking showers and a few storms southeast of the metro. Are we in for more rain later today? Details coming up in your forewarned forecast.
A frightening story out of New York. Convicted killers break out of prison and they are still on the run. We'll have the latest on the search. Plus, heads up, bears. Yes, bears are showing up here in Missouri. The latest sighting is not all that far from St. Louis. News 4 at noon starts now.
Live from KMOV, News 4 is covering breaking news.
That breaking news right off the top is out of Sunset Hills. Within the last 2 hours, News 4 has confirmed the major case squad is now investigating the death of a woman. Russell Kinsaw is live with the Bommarito Street Fleet. So, Russell, what have you found out? Thank you, Russell. And a very stormy night leads to a rather overcast start to our day. Megan Danahay has been in the Forewarned Storm Center. And Megan, it was rather overcast this morning. You were up late tracking those storms. What can we expect today?
Well, we still have a few showers and storms showing up on the radar right now.
Thank you, Megan. Now we are tracking an overnight burglary at a car dealership in North St. Louis County. We first brought this to you as breaking news on News 4 this morning. It happened around 2 o'clock at Paul Cerami Ford. That dealership is in the 11,400 block of New Halls Ferry. No word yet on what was taken, but this is just the latest in a crime trend we have been tracking for nearly 8 months. You might remember about 2 weeks ago, thieves targeted the Lou Fuse Nissan on North Lindbergh. Also new from overnight, police in Madison, Illinois tell News 4 they are investigating an overnight shooting. This was the scene in the 800 block of Washington Avenue around 2 o'clock. We'll let you know the latest updates as we get them. News 4 tracking crime after a violent weekend in the city of St. Louis. Police responded to at least 7 shootings, leaving 4 people dead and 4 others injured. The bodies of 42-year-old Tanisha Williams and 39-year-old Arvil Long were found in a home in the 3900 block of Fairview yesterday. Police say it appears Long killed Williams before turning the gun on himself. A 24-year-old man was also shot to death in a home early yesterday morning on Chippewa. About 24 hours before that, a 27-year-old's body was found in a vacant home in North St. Louis. News 4 talked to James Clark of Better Family Life. He says the violence only seems to be getting worse.
Violence and crime is a result of the lack of investment in the human capital.
There have been 76 homicides in the city since January 1st. There were 52 at the end of May last year. Nearly 50 St. Louis corrections officers have been fired in the last 30 months. That's according to the St. Louis Post-Dispatch. You might remember in April, we told you 7 were fired for not following ethical standards. The paper does not list the reasons for all of those officers' dismissals. Currently, though, the city's jail system has almost 500 employees. There are about 25 vacant positions. A $100,000 reward is now being offered after 2 convicted murderers escaped from an upstate New York prison. As Hannah Daniels reports, investigators want to know how the killers got their hands on power tools to make their escape. Back here at home, personnel at the Jefferson County Jail are installing video visitation terminals with new video technology. The new visitation system allows family and friends to visit with inmates without ever leaving their homes. Jail visitation will still be allowed, but also by video. The main reason for the switch, the safety and security of the inmates and staff. Jail video visitation will begin June 25th. A major traffic alert for any of you who live or who works around Clayton. Construction has started on a nearly 2-mile stretch of Hanley Road. It's from Highway 40 to Pershing, and get this, the construction will last for the next 4 months. About 33,000 drivers take that road during the work week. St. Louis County officials admit the work will cause major delays, especially through downtown Clayton.
There's no doubting that there's going to be some inconvenience, and we regret that, and we thank the traveling public for their patience.
County officials say the finished project will be a state-of-the-art roadway. Its estimated cost over $1.5 million. The Ferguson Commission will meet for the 12th time later today, but it's the first time it will meet in St. Charles. If you want, you can attend that meeting tonight from 5:30 to 8:30. It's going to be at St. Charles High School. That's at 725 North Kings Highway. I contacted the Ferguson Commission and leaders in St. Charles. However, they did not explain the significance of why this meeting will not be in St. Louis County, but rather in St. Charles. News 4 will have much more on this meeting coming up on News 4 at 6 o'clock. Also happening today, a new Boys and Girls Club will open in Ferguson. Here you're seeing video of what can happen when people come together in that town. And today, it's all about coming together for the kids who have been impacted by the unrest. The new club will be at Ferguson Middle School. News 4 this morning's Andre Hepkins will be at that ceremony. You can look for his story coming up on News 4 at 5 o'clock. There are a lot of questions and anger over the actions of a police officer called to a teenage pool party. You'll see the video straight ahead. Plus, a wild scene at a concert this weekend. We'll tell you what happened and where when News 4 at noon continues. But first, we are looking east from the Brown Realtors Eye on St. Louis camera on this Monday, June 8th. News 4 at noon. We'll be right back.
You're watching News 4, watching out for you.
Welcome back. I'm Laura Hettiger. The search continues for a missing airman from Scott Air Force Base. Air Force officials consider Technical Sergeant David Helm a fugitive, one who is scheduled to face trial today for sexual assault and child sex charges. Helm disappeared more than a week ago. Friends say he was on his way to visit his parents in Tennessee. Officials say Helm was riding a black Yamaha motorcycle with Illinois plates. A police officer near Dallas, Texas is on administrative leave following a controversial and dramatic confrontation with teenagers at a pool party. The incident was all caught on cell phone video on Friday. You see, it shows the McKinney police officer slamming a 14-year-old girl to the ground and pointing his gun at other teens. Authorities were there in the first place responding to a disturbance call. The police chief vows a thorough investigation into what happened. An amazing video out of East Rutherford, New Jersey. A mob of concert goers just clashing with police. Go ahead if you can, check it out. This all took place outside MetLife Stadium during a concert headlined by Kendrick Lamar and Chris Brown. Many concert goers became upset at the length of time they were waiting to get inside that stadium. When tempers flared, riot police were called.
People been standing out here for over 3.5 hours just trying to get into a concert that they paid their money for, and they wouldn't let us in.
The stadium was put on temporary lockdown while police controlled the crowd. New Jersey State Police say multiple arrests were made, and one state trooper was even injured. Now here is something we just do not see very often in Missouri: black bears, but they are showing up more often and closer to the St. Louis area. That story is next. But first, let's go ahead and take a look at the fun fact. On this date in 1982, Ronald Reagan did something in England that no U.S. president had ever done before. Our question, what did he do? That answer is coming up a little later, only on News 4 at noon.
You're watching News 4, watching out for you.
If you live in the Franklin County area, you may have heard the stories. There's been a lot of talk about a bear. Yes, a bear roaming around in St. Clair. And thanks to a News 4 viewer, we're getting an up-close look at it. Daryl Rose sent us these pictures. This is a bear near City Hall. The Missouri Department of Conservation says it's received more than half a dozen calls just the last month. One man also spotted a black bear on Highway 30 near Merrimack Lakes Golf Course. MDC officials are sending out a friendly reminder: never approach a bear. And a Florida woman is attempting a feat that's hard to even imagine. Sonia Bysteam set out yesterday from Japan and will try to row across the Pacific Ocean to San Francisco. If that seems a little long to you, well, it is. It is a 6,000-mile journey. The 29-year-old plans to row 14 to 16 hours a day, and she hopes to complete the trek sometime in September. Good luck to her.
Wow, that's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
I'm tracking a few lingering showers and storms this midday, and I'll show you a 7-day forecast that looks a whole lot more like June right after this break. He's just a little loner guy.
And some breaking news, I think you fell in love with him.
I did. I instantly fell in love with this little guy. He was purring the whole time. He's got a loud little motor, and you know, male cats, especially male black cats, they love to snuggle. So he's a cutie.
He is.
Give him a home.
Oh, I love him. All right, Megan and I will be right back with the answer to today's fun fact. Remember, we were asking what it was that President Ronald Reagan did on this date in 1982 in England, becoming the first president to ever do so. That answer is next, only on News 4 at noon. The very first photo of the royal babies together was tweeted out over the weekend by Kensington Palace. Prince George appeared holding his little sister, Princess Charlotte, in a photo taken by the Duchess herself. This was the first picture released since the birth of the youngest royal in early May.
Look at that big brother smiling.
Very cute. All right, time now to answer the fun fact.
On this date in 1982, President Ronald Reagan went to England and did something no American president had ever done. What did he do?
Here you go, the answer. President Reagan became the first American president to address a joint session of the British Parliament. He predicted the eventual downfall of communism, specifically in the Soviet Union.
I didn't get that one.
I wouldn't have gotten that one either. We will see you back here at 5 o'clock.
Have a great afternoon.